Привет! Today we're going to take Russian past tense. It's my favorite to explain because it's so easy. Let's do it. Okay, past tense. Let's take a look at English past tense first. He said, she said, it said, they said. The same. And in Russian, он сказал, она сказала, оно сказало, они сказали. The ending is different every time. For he, it's L. For she, la. It, lo. They, li. And the stem is exactly the same. This is a dictionary form. This is how it looks in a dictionary. Сказать. Okay, so what we did here, we take away the ending from here, and then we put L if it's a he, or we can put la if it's a she, we can put lo if it's it, and we can put li if it's they, right? Easy. So this stem, сказа, is the same for he, she, it, they, but the ending is different. Он, he, сказал, она, she, сказала, оно, it, сказало, они, they, plural, сказали. Okay? That's it. Let's take another verb, like for example, звонить. Звонить. To call in English. So what we should do here, we need to get rid of the ending, take the stem, and then put endings on top. Let's do that. Let's take away this verb. We're gonna leave the endings though, because they're gonna work with every verb exactly the same. Cold. He, she, it cold in Russia. This one goes here. Let's just make it in the middle. Звони. And then he, он звонил, она звонила, оно звонило, они звонили. They called. Easy. The same matter. You can take any verb from the dictionary to your liking, put this stem here, and put the endings on top. It has a logic to it, like она, she, ending on a, and past tense ending on a, la, la la la, like a girl. A, la. Оно, so ending on o. This one, lo, ending on o as well. Они, they, or can be plural. И, ли. A, o, I, consonant, consonant. So it has a logic to it. Knowing these endings, that this belongs to masculine gender, this feminine gender, lo, it, li, they, plural, you can take any verb from the dictionary and change it to a past tense. Easy. Let's pick any random verb and put it in the past tense. Okay. This is what I pick. Fly. летать, летать, to fly. I wanna say I flew. Alright, flew. What we're gonna do? We're gonna take away the ending, take the stem лета, and this is pretty much it. Then we're gonna put endings L for masculine, la feminine, lo it, li plural. If I'm a girl, I'm gonna say I flew, я летала, я летала. If it's a guy, летал, it летала, and they летали. Let's ask actual question. Когда? Когда? When? Let's say I'm asking a guy, when did you fly to Moscow? Когда ты летал в Москву? If I'm asking a girl, когда ты летала в Москву? One or more people. Когда вы, plural or polite version. Когда вы летали в Москву? Хорошо? It's actually a really good song that I can use with this verb, летать. Okay, летал, летала, летало, летали. Okay. In English, it's gonna be again the same. In Russian, different endings. Хорошо? Okay, now, it's not necessarily need to be a person. In Russian, everything around us, all nouns have gender. For example, самолет, plane, самолет, plane. In English, it's it. In Russian, it's he. Because it's ending on consonant, and all consonant responsible for masculine gender. So самолет летал. Masculine, masculine. Let's say птица, bird. Птица, bird. It's feminine gender because it's ending on a. La. Птица летала. Bird flying. In English, птица it. In Russian, птица she. The same with something neutral gender. Something that ends on or ye. What can fly that ends on or ye? What can fly in neutral gender? Any word that ends on or ye. Перо. Good. Перо. Перо. Feather. Перо летало. Or here. In English, it's it, and in Russian, it's it. Alright, this is good. And something plural. Okay, самолеты, planes. We're not gonna invent new words. Самолет, one. Самолеты, plural. Plural here. Самолеты летали. Хорошо? Good. We have a song. Я все. Все means everything. In this context, it means я все летала. It means I was flying in my thoughts, in my dreams. I was flying around. Я все летала. Я так и знала. Я так и знала. Знать. To know. So take away the ending. This is the stem. This is the stem, right? la, feminine gender. So it's girl that's saying that я так и знала, I knew so. Я все летала, я так и знала, ла. Okay, let's take verb to be. Быть. Быть. To be. In English, he was, she was, in the past tense it was, and they were. Aha, changed ones. Okay. Take away the ending, take the stem out. And now, with these endings, it transfers from to be to was. Был, была, было, были. Let's ask a question, this universal question. Where were you? Where have you been? Где? Where? And then ты, you. And it's depend who are you asking. If you're asking a girl, где ты была? Question mark. Где ты была? Where were you? If you're asking a male, you would ask, где ты был? If you're asking a neutral gender, which is beer, for example, пиво, где ты было? And plural or polite version, instead of ты, we will use вы. Где вы были? Где вы были? Хорошо. Let's use not person but nouns, gender. So masculine, feminine, neutral, and plural. Okay. Let's say there was a bridge there. Там, there, был, most, bridge. Там, был, most, ending on consonant, masculine gender, masculine ending for past tense, L. Good. There was a car there. Car is машина. Машина, ending on A, feminine gender. Feminine here. Там была машина. Neutral. There was neutral. Вино. Wine. Вино. О. Там было вино. There was a wine there. And let's take plural, like люди, people. Люди. Plural. Там были люди. So now we see how the verb changes itself according to the gender of nouns or people. Okay, now you can actually make a question. Let's put a question mark and make a question. Там был мост? Was there any bridge? Там была машина? Was there a car? Там было вино? Was there wine? Там были люди? Was there any people? You see как, how easy to ask question in Russian? Just a question mark, or if you don't do this on paper, in your conversation, just intonation, curiosity and intonation. That's it. If you put it dot here, it will be affirmative. Там был мост. There was a bridge. It's a fact. Ta-da. If it's a question, там был мост. Was there a bridge? Cool. All right. Там был мост. Let's take verb работать, to work. We need to put it in the past tense. Shop worked, register worked, window was working, shops was working. What you do in English? Worked. That's it. For everybody, the same. Worked. And in Russian, magazin, shop, it's a masculine gender consonant. So, masculine gender ending. Магазин работал. Касса, it's a feminine gender word. Register, worked. Работала, feminine gender ending. А, ла. Okay? Окно работало. Window worked. We need to put it into neuter gender. Окно работало. О. Good. We want to say that shops was working. So plural here. We need to make plural here. Oh, sorry. И. It's a sister letter anyway. Магазины работали. Shops worked. It's copied the gender of nouns. If this is masculine, it becomes masculine. If this is feminine, it becomes feminine. If this is neutral, it becomes neutral itself. If this is plural, it becomes plural itself. And it's all these things happen here in the end of the verb, in the ending. So ending carries the information of the gender. In English, it's only one. And in Russian, it splits into four. Хорошо, let's take reflexive aspect and let's see how reflexive verb behave in the past tense. Let's take забыть, to forget. This is just a verb from the dictionary. Забыть, to forget. We made it into past tense. This becomes li for plural, lo for neutral gender, la for she, l for masculine he. Okay, and the stem is the same. Alright, this is just a normal verb, forgot something. It should be something here to forget. Like, for example, ключи. Ключи. Keys. I forgot keys. Я забыла ключи. Я забыла выключить свет. Something to forget. So with the normal verb, it's always something. There is a space for it. When reflexive verbs come here, there is no place for something else. It's ся, which really roughly means itself. Забылся, forgot himself. Забыла, here it's gonna be с, a little bit different. Забылась, forgot herself. Herself. Забылось, forgot itself. Забылись, forgot themselves. Okay, it's just dictionary form. So it's only 4 forms again. And it's very easy because it's changed here only once for 3 of those. This one is like in a dictionary, ся, for masculine, and this gonna be changed a little bit. We don't translate those literally, so the translation is gonna be он забылся. It means he lost himself in a thought. He lost track of time. He became unaware. Literally, he forgot himself. Я забылась. Oh, I'm sorry, I was listening to music, я забылась, and I lost in the music. I forgot myself in a way. Они забылись watching the movie. They lost themselves in watching the movie. This is what reflexive ending does to a verb. Always come back to itself, within no space for anything else. If it's a guy, himself, la, herself, lo, itself, забылись, themselves. Хорошо. I want to say car got broken down. Okay. Before I got to that part, got broken, let's just take from the dictionary just a basic verb, which is to break. Сломать. Сломать, broken first. Because in English you see got goes first, and in Russian this one will go in the end. So we're gonna leave it for a moment. Broken. Слома. And then it depends what broken. Машина, car, it's a feminine gender, so ладен. Сломала. Лала, а. Feminine. Alright, in this case, машина сломала means that the car broken something else. For example, машина сломала дерево. Car broken a tree, right? This is not what we wanted to say. We want to say that the car got broken. It kind of broke itself in a way. In Russian, you need to put reflexive ending. Сломалась. Now we're good. Car got broken. Машина сломалась. Let's take something of a masculine gender. Computer. Okay, again. Слома. And then we need to put the past tense for masculine gender, because computer is a masculine word. Сломал. Alright. Computer сломал. Сломал what? Break what? You kind of waiting for what computer has broken. A program, for example. This is not what we want to say. We wanted to say that the computer got broken itself. Alright, so there should be an ending here and reflexive ending for masculine gender, ся. Computer сломался, got broken. If you look at the English translation, got broken, the same sentences. In Russian, слома, the same, no worries. And here, different. La and L. La for feminine, L for masculine. Not only that, reflexive ending for feminine si and for masculine the same sentence in English, and it's gonna be a little bit different in Russian. If I say сломалась, I know that something broken down, that it's of a feminine gender, and it can't be a computer. Or if I say сломался, I can single out that it's not the car that broken down. you know? Okay, let's reinforce it. Let's take another verb. Let's make it loan verb, grown-up verb. We're gonna need endings because they will act the same for all verbs. The past tense for all reflexive verbs gonna be the same. This is a dictionary form. Okay. Let's take заниматься. Заниматься. Without reflexive particle here, занимать, it means busy, engage, to occupy. Okay, and заниматься, as we already established that it's itself, always inside job, means got yourself engaged, got yourself busy, be occupied, study something, doing something. All right. Knowing that, we're gonna change it to he got engaged in. Занимался. She занималась, and занимались. They got engaged. They got busy. They was getting busy. Remember that in Russian language, it can be person or it can be a noun with the gender. Instead of feminine gender, we're gonna put заряден. Let's get rid of everything else. I left this out of list with the reason because this is feminine and this is feminine. Заряден. Алая, Заря, Scarlet, Dawn. What we have? Feminine, feminine, feminine. Grammatically, it's all correct. What about translation? Алая Заря занималась. Занималась алая Заря.
Занималась алая, эх, Заря.
So Scarlet Dawn was busy. Scarlet Dawn was engaged in something. Process got within алая Заря. Scarlet Dawn. It's Red Army. Bolsheviks who was against the Tsar. They got busy with overthrowing the Tsar. Okay, if we're gonna lose the ending for a moment, занимала, just a normal verb which means busy, occupied. Алая Заря, occupied somebody else. Get busy somebody else, somebody, something outside itself. But when we open reflexive, see, there is nobody else here. It's just within the алая Заря. Circle closed. Scarlet Dawn got busy with this. Scarlet Dawn was engaged with this because reflexive ending, it always collapses to itself. There is nobody here. Алая Заря was engaged in all this process. She was busy. She was preparing something for the Tsar. Eat, in English it's eat. Занималась алая Заря.
Занималась алая, занималась алая, эх, Заря, Заря, Заря. Алая.
resume what we just learned. Let's take this verb одеть. To put on, just a normal verb from the dictionary, and we're gonna change it into past tense. What we should do first, take away the ending. Stem will stay here. The ending will go. What will come here depend on if it's a he, guy, or noun of masculine gender. It will become l. So he will come here as a letter L. And in Russian language, sometimes people don't even use it because it will live here. If it's a she or a word of feminine gender, she put on, it will come here as a la. Одела. So we don't need it either. We can use it, but not necessarily. We can just say одела, she put on. If it or something of a neutral gender, it will come here as a lo. Оно одело, it put on. So we don't need it here. Now it's here. They put on. They will come here in the end in the form of li. They are plural. Одели. Without even knowing this, we already know that it's they or plural. Now let's remember reflexive ending. Они оделись. What does it mean with the reflexive thing? Instead of they put on something, the translation will become they got dressed. If it's a feminine gender or she, оделась, she got dressed. If it's neutral gender or it, оделось. And if it's masculine gender or he, nothing. Одел, and the ending, reflexive ending for guy will be ся. Оделся. He got dressed. Я здесь. Let's take this table here. Present, past, future. You see, in present, the verb split itself into I, we, you formal, he, she, it, and also they. I didn't. Они знают. Они знают. The same verb behave in the future. You see? Я, мы, ты, он, она. The same. Not only that, the same endings in the present and in the future. The same. Ют. The same stem. And the prefix is different. We're not gonna go to the future. All we need to do is compare present and future verbs with past. Look at the past tense. The past tense formation. I found it easiest of all because it only have four varieties, which now has nothing to do with personalities like this. It's more has to do with gender. He, she, it, they. Only four. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it looks like people who was inventing the language, they were more particular with present and future and kind of more simple with past. It's already in the past, why bother? It looks like it. So past genders, present personalities, each of them, he, she, it, they, you formal, you informal, and future. Present and future, they more similar than past. Past, it's completely different formation. Хорошо. Okay, how do we do negation? Like when we want to say I don't in present, I didn't in past, and I won't, I will not in future. You see, in English, didn't, don't, doesn't, won't, they all different. Simple in Russian, very simple. It's gonna be everywhere exactly the same. Starting from the past, it just не. In present, it just не. And even in the future, it's gonna be the same. Не. Because the whole impact going to endings in the past, in the present, in the future, and that's enough. So we don't actually need to, get into dramas with here. They're gonna be exactly the same everywhere. So if you want to say I didn't know, я не знала, I didn't know. I don't know, я не знаю. I will never know, я не узнаю in the future. Okay? So that's easy part. Didn't, don't, won't, не, не. Always. Good, that's simple. Questions again. If you put a dot, it's gonna be affirmative. Я знала, I knew. If I put question mark, did I know? Я знала, nothing changed except a question mark. If you not saying this on paper, make it within your intonation. Present tense. Я знаю. Tada, affirmative. If you put question mark, do I know? In English, it's something changed there. In Russian, nothing changed. No drama, just a question mark. Future. Я узнаю. Dot. Question mark. Nothing changed. Я узнаю. Will I know? Just intonation. Okay, 2 verbs or more, we just change only first one. Like in English, I wanted to work. Я хотела работать. This one changed. This one stays the same in a dictionary form. We're not gonna touch it or change it. So the first one is enough. If I'm saying again, я хотела работать, I wanted to work. Я хотела есть, я хотела спать. Я хотела звонить, я хотела танцевать. I wanted to dance. If it's a guy, я хотел спать, я хотел звонить. Okay. I went. Я ходила работать. I went to work. Я ходила спать. I went to sleep. Я ходила звонить. I went to make a call. Я ходила танцевать. I went to dance. Я любила танцевать. I used to love dancing. Let's say they. Они. They. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna change the ending to ли. Okay. Они хотели работать. Они хотели есть. Они хотели спать. Они хотели звонить. Они хотели танцевать. They wanted. Он. He he went. Он ходил работать, he went to work. Он ходил есть, он ходил спать, он ходил звонить, он ходил танцевать. Alright. Marina, it's a name. Marina, it's a girl, so we're gonna put girl here. Марина любила спать. Марина любила танцевать. Marina loved to dance. Марина очень, очень любила танцевать. She loved to dance very much. Okay? Alright, let's go further for perfective and imperfective aspect in a verb. You can make a pause in between these two parts. Let's take the perfective aspect of the past tense. Okay, in English, what you do in English? He has cold, she has cold, it has cold, they have cold. Why are you doing this? To convey that it's done, the result. It's done, I have cold, she has cold. Okay. In Russian, particularly with this verb, you will use позвонил, позвонила, позвонила, позвонили, па. Позвонил, he has called. Позвонила, she has called. Позвонило, it has called. Позвонили, they have called. Mind you, that you not necessarily need to use pronouns. Позвонил, you already know that it's guy, it's a girl, it, they. Позвонил, he has called. Позвонила, she has called. Позвонило, it has called. Позвонили, they have called. Okay? Sometimes you can see that instead of по, people use, let's say, про. Прозвонил. Прозвонил. What does it mean? It stays the same. It stays the same perfective. He has called. It's done. It's a result. But how he called? So here, extra information. Про in front of the verb normally, most of the time, means thoroughly, through, professionally, про, diligently. So прозвонил means, let's say, there is a list of numbers, 1, 2, 3, and he прозвонил all of them, from the very beginning to the very end. This is where pro lives. Прозвонил. Went through the all numbers. Okay? Прозвонила, прозвонила, прозвонили. Sometimes you can use перезвонил, перезвонила, перезвонило, перезвонили. What does it mean? It means exactly the same again, that he has called, but there is a little bit of extra information, not that just he has called. Пере usually means repetition. It's not the first time that he called. Пере also means if it's a movement verbs like swim, go, run, it also means across. But in this case, that it's a normal verb, пере means repetition. So if somebody told you он перезвонил, it means he called again, without actually saying the word again. In Russian, you can all put in one verb without extra other words. Okay. If somebody say to me, он перезвонил, I can say, what do you mean? Did he call before? So I have information that he called, and I also had an information that he called several times. Хорошо? Sometimes it can be за. Зазвонил, зазвонила, зазвонила, зазвонили. Again, it's the same. He has called, she has called, but there is another dimension to this translation, not that just he called. За normally can be beyond, too much, excessively. And also it can beginning of something. So let's say телефон зазвонил. Telephone started to call. Or let's say if it's a person, он. Он меня зазвонил. Зазвонил. He called me like 1,000 of times. All he did was calling me. Зазвонил, beyond, extremely, excessively. And you see that in English you would say he called me heaps or something like this. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 can be 5 words. In Russian it's only one verb, but it's long. Why it's long? Because it has a lot of information. Excessive, he called excessively, he called like millions of times. Зазвонила, she called me a lot. Зазвонила, зазвонили, they called a lot of times, right? Хорошо. If sometimes with this particle here, the verb can be even longer. Yeah, it's very common to use this and this in the same verb. What does it mean? Let's make it reflexive. Он зазвонился, она зазвонилась, оно зазвонилось, они зазвонились. Okay, so looking at this verb, we have kind of 3 dimensions to it. First is called. We also have the information who called. Let's say it was he, it was she, or it was something that noun of that gender. We also have information that it was excessive, too much, and we have an information that it was kind of to itself. Let's say телефон. It's a masculine gender, so we're gonna need this. Зазвонился. Телефон зазвонился. What does it mean? That telephone kind of called itself extremely. Telephone got into the loop of ringing. Телефон зазвонился. Sometimes if I forgot my phone at home and my friend say me, pick up your phone. Телефон зазвонился. It ringing and ringing and ringing. It kept ringing. Зазвонился, so got in a loop of ringing. If you really think about this, it kind of ring to itself because nobody pick up. That's why телефон зазвонился. Хорошо? Okay, let's take perfective past tense, but first we need to make it into just normal past tense first. Let's make it into feminine gender. Думала, слушала, смотрела, читала, she drank, она пила, любила, she loved, любила, и she slept, она спала. So this is just a simple past tense. We want to say that she has thought, she has listened, she has watched, she slept. So we're gonna make it perfective, result, she has done it, okay? So the most simple way is gonna be подумала, послушала, посмотрела, почитала, попила, полюбила. In this case, полюбила will translate as she fell in love. She fell in love. Yeah, with particular, this one is gonna be she fell in love. Поспала, she has slept. Okay, in this case, you don't give any extra information here. Let's change it to pro. Pro, like a propeller, something thoroughly, you know, something from one point to another point. Pro. Okay, продумала. She not just thought, she thought thoroughly. She thought it through. Прослушала. For example, this is your disc. If I say я послушала, I listened to it. If I say я прослушала, it means I listened every single song there. So you instantly know that I listened every song without saying extra words that I have listened every song in this disc. You just say прослушала. Я прослушала. The same просмотрела. For example, you gave me this movie, я просмотрела, I went through the whole movie, but I didn't see this actor. In this case, you would probably use про. Просмотрела whole movie, I diligently went through. Прочитала. This is your book bag, and not just почитала, я прочитала. What does it mean? It means I read this book from the beginning till the end. If you don't want to be specific, you can just say я почитала, and you don't know if you read only one page or 2 pages or the whole book. Пропила. What can be thoroughly drank? Okay, пропила. Here it's kind of not really, I understand, прослушала, просмотрела, прочитала, went through that. But what does it mean пропила? It's very popular in Russia to say that because пила is drink and пропила, она пропила деньги. It means she spent the whole money on drinks. She's so professional in drinks. Пропила. She had a house, но она его пропила. But she sold it and just spent it to drinks. All in one verb. Пролюбила, I don't think you can use it unless, I don't know, пролюбила. No, I don't think it makes sense. Проспала, you can use that. Я проспала 10 часов. I've slept 10 hours straight. One thing to use it, or you can say я проспала. Normally it means I overslept. Проспал, he overslept. Проспала, she overslept. Проспали, they overslept. Хорошо? Well, to make it perfective with these verbs, if you see this, it's a past tense, should be something here up front to make it perfective. The only question, what you gonna choose? За, при, по, it can be на. It's a lot of prefixes here. Let's take за, this one. За. Заслушала. You gave me the disc, я его заслушала. За, it's beyond or excessive something, right? I've been listening all the time. 1,000 times I've been listening it. Заслушала. Засмотрела. This movie засмотрела. Watched it a lot of times. Heaps. Зачитала. This book from new, it looks now like it's 2 centuries old because я зачитала. Several times went through it. So interesting. And then with the за again, you can put reflexive verb, and reflexive for feminine gonna be си. Let's say заслушалась. It was so good that я заслушалась. I forget myself in listening it. Заслушалась. Я засмотрелась. I was staring. I was staring, bewildered, in awe. Засмотрелась. Зачиталась, we use it a lot. Like, oh my god, it was so interesting. I was just inside this book, literally. Зачиталась. And запилась means she got herself into drinking. You can use заспалась also, which means beyond. Ты заспалась. It's already 11 o'clock. Get up. Okay. Let's take verb мучить. Мучить. Torment, obsess, torture. Let's make it into past tense and masculine gender. Мучил. We can go further. We can make it perfective. In English and in Russian we have a lot of options like по, про, за, пере, and others. So let's take this one. Let's choose за. Замучил. Okay, let's go further and let's make it into reflexive. Замучился. Wow, such a long word. Замучился. Really clear the design of two different languages. To say that, замучился, in English you would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, or he has one out, 1, 2, 3, 4 words. So in English, it's to see the whole picture, you need to do it step by step. One after another, after another, after another. In the end, you will see the whole picture. Whereas in Russian, it's one word and it's long, and you see it at once. You see it everything simultaneously. Instead of linear one after another, you observe information a little bit differently. Let's say it's like a 3D. It goes information in different directions. You see, like for example, I look at this verb and I straight away see мучи, torture, right? Torture. Then I see ill, past tense. Who was in past tense? It was male. It was a guy. За, beyond, extremely. Not only that, but he reversed to itself. It's like he did it to himself in a way. So he, of course, are not translated like this, but the picture straight away comes open to me, and in English you would translate something like this. Let's say in English, this is a picture, one slice after another, one slice after another opens up, and then you see the whole thing. Here, in Russian, you'll see the whole picture simultaneously. It's kind of unfold like this at you. How I got information, how I observe the information. Do I observe that it's beyond the limits? Do I observe that he exhausted? Was it that himself? Was it that it's guy? I don't know what comes first. It's looked like everything comes at once. Everything. Yeah. That it looked like everything comes simultaneously. It's my ringtone for message. Okay, let's make a sentence. Let's say вчера замучился с машиной. Вчера замучился с машиной. So yesterday I drove myself crazy with this car. Вчера замучился с машиной. Drove myself crazy with the car. In English, yesterday he has gone out with the car. In Russian, because it's self-contained word here, so in one word you have all the information. It's like a block of information that you can move around. It won't lose any sense. You can put this end of the sentence. Замучился вчера с машиной. It means that you emphasize that it drove you crazy. Or you can say с машиной замучился вчера. It was the car that I drove myself crazy with. You can say вчера с машиной замучился, that it was yesterday. So if you move those around, it's gonna be the same. But in English, let's say you put out here, one here, car here, and then you can has. It won't have any sense because they all separate. Okay, sometimes prefixes has one meaning with one verb and has another meaning with another verb. Like for example, za. With these particular verbs, we're gonna have other meaning, beginning of something. Let's make it into past tense first, so we need to get rid of the endings. Let's make it into masculine gender. He wanted, хотел. He paid, платил. He cried, плакал. He laughed, смеялся. Захотел. In this case, it's gonna be beginning of something, beginning of wanting. It's more like he saw something and it struck him on spot. Захотел. Заплатил means he has paid, he fixed the bill. It's very common to use this phrase everywhere. Like I'm with my friends and I say, я заплатила. I fixed it, I've done it. It's done, it fixed. Fixed. Has fixed. Заплатил. Плакал, cried, and заплакал, burst into crying, burst into tears. Засмеялся, gonna be burst into laugh. Засмеялся. So in this case here, за, beginning of something. So you see how the same particle can mean different things in different verbs. Okay, let's take this strange verb. I'm not gonna teach you street talk, but I just want to show you how these prefixes are very important. Фукать. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. Okay, фу. Just a sound. Doesn't really mean anything. Maybe фу, something like, I don't like it, фу. Somebody make it verb out of it. Фукать. Фукать. I don't know how to translate it. There is no translation. Okay, so it actually doesn't really mean anything, right? But it's a verb. And out of nothing, you make more. You can say профукать. Pro. Professionally, thoroughly, very good, right? Through. So let's make it a guy. Ула. Профукал. It's kind of just a way of saying this. He has a chance and he completely lost it. He's such a tool bag. So фукал, it God knows what. Nothing. We know про. Lost it, you know. It's not even word for this.
Hello? Hello?
Doing God knows what. Part? Well done. Профукал. It's like doing nothing part? Well done. Профукал. Some people using prefixes, they sometimes look funnier than they intended to be, but it's all fun in the end of the day. They might be not sound like a Dostoevsky, but you know, it's all fun. Let's take быть. Быть, it's to be. Let's make it into past tense. Let's say он был. He was. Was, and it's masculine, right? Он был. He was. Let's play with this verb a little bit. If I say pro means something thoroughly from the beginning to the end. It's more like a line from here till here. Был means be, was, being, and pro, through. What do you think the translation gonna be in English? Spend some time. If I say я пробыла, I'm a girl, я пробыла в Москве 2 недели. I spent 2 weeks in Moscow. Пробыла. Spent 2 weeks. So from was, it becomes spend time. Let's take забыла. Okay, было again, was, in this case it's feminine, and за, beyond something, beyond being, forgot. Isn't it interesting? Была, was, забыла, forgot. Okay, быть, to be, забыть, to forget. So you see, this is kind of one thing, but different translations. You can learn it like it's completely different verbs. You can learn it like this. Problem with this, that's fine. Or you can see, you go deeper with translation and see actually why it's like that. What else can we do with this word? Забыла, I forgot, and we can make it reflexive. Я забылась, I forgot myself, I lost track of time, I became unaware. Again, in English you would use several words to describe this state of mind, and in Russian you use just one verb, but it's learn, because it has a lot of information again. Sometimes there is verbs that can appear to be with prefixes, but they're not. They just like this. For example, заказать, to book, закрыть, to close. If you take away the prefix, they're not gonna mean anything. Just maybe sometimes we need to use the common sense, like if there is a verb and then there is za up front, so yeah, it's prefixes. In this case, it can mean this and that and that. But if without the verb itself doesn't exist, it's just a part of the verb. It doesn't carry any extra information. Заказать, to book, to order. Закрыть, to close. Я заказала, I ordered фильмы, movies. Я заказала фильмы. Я закрыла дверь. Sometimes verbs comes as a whole package. You don't need to invent anything. There is imperfective form, which is longer, and perfective already here. For example, забывать, забыть, forget. This one is longer, so process is longer. And this is how it looks in a dictionary. First is imperfective form, and then if you keep reading, you will see that it can be taken away. This can be added. So this, if you put it here, it's actually a perfective form. Close. Закрывать, to be closed, and закрыть, to close. This is how you can know from the dictionary perfective and imperfective aspects. Let's make it in the past tense. Feminine, for example. Forgetting, la, забыла. I was forgetting, забыла. I has forgot. Зарабатывала. I was earning money. Заработала. I has earned. Result, quick. Давала. I was giving, and дала, I gave. Поднимать, make it into feminine. Поднимала, I was lifting, and подняла, I has lifted. So you can see here that the same verb already has perfective aspect to it, so you don't need to invent anything here. Longer process is longer, shorter process is shorter. Result. For example, there was a time when I забывала ключи от машины. There was a time when I was forgetting the keys from the car. Okay, nice story. Cut to the chase. So you forgot the car, right? Забыла. So instead of забывала, telling stories, you can say забыла. I forgot it. Хорошо? Заработала. If I take away за, does it remind this word you anything? Работала. Worked. Заработала, and работала, worked. Заработала, and забыла, forgot. If you take away за, была, was. So in a way, была, за, beyond, I went beyond being. I forgot. Not coincidence again that the verb is like this. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at English translation. I've lost myself in a thought. Okay, in Russian there is several options to say that. Я забылась, я потеряла себя в мыслях. The first one, the second one, it's a literal translation. Я потеряла себя, myself, в мыслях. I've lost myself in a thought. Literally. And this one, it only implies all of that. It implies here. You can't see literal translation. It's kind of in between the lines. Russian people prefer, like in an everyday conversation, they prefer to use the first one, especially in a speech, in everyday speech. I think because here everything already clear, and here there is more space for imagination. What do you really mean? Я забылась. It can mean I was forgetting away. Is it a good thing? Я забылась. I felt so good, I relaxed. Or it was departure from routine or something. The translation could vary depending on your intonation, where you've been, what the pre-story was. Я забылась. Again, I went to oblivion. Maybe I drank. Who knows? So it can be different translation. This one, я забылась, it's allow a little bit more than this. The same in English, I forget in a way. I don't know if I can really say that, but you got the feeling. Only people who say this know what they really mean. Let's take, I've listened the whole disc all songs, I've listened the whole disc all songs. And again, second one is the literal translation, every word separately. And the first one, it implies everything here. Implies. Я прослушала диск. Хорошо, let's take a look at the verb. Okay, слушала. Слушала. Listened, listened. Girl, feminine gender. Here is по, and here is про. How much difference does it make? With the pro, it's one little prefix implies the whole sentence. Because we know it's usually used with something through, listen to through, every, each in the list. But with по, just I've listened, nothing else. No any other information. If you're not really comfortable with these prefixes, use the normal one, по, which means I've listened, but in this case you need to add extra words. For example, I've listened the whole disc, весь диск. Without this, I don't know, if you listen the whole disc, one song, two songs, it just I've listened, that's all. Whereas here, я прослушала disc. In this prefix, it already implies. Can be I've listened the whole disc, I went through the disc, I listened every single song. It's all can be implies in here, believe it or not. So translation can vary depending on other words in a sentence, depending on who you're talking to, you know. Sometimes the same verb can be different in imperfective form and perfective. It's the same like you say went and gone. It's the same verb go, but in imperfective it's went and in perfective it's gone. So the same, we have the same verbs in Russian. Брал, he was taken. So you notice that it's all masculine gender here, right? Брал, he was taken, and взял, he took. So imperfective, perfective. Говорил, he was saying, he was telling. Imperfective, and сказал, he said. Perfective. So now you can see the same verb, but different words. Ходил, пошел, брал, взял, говорил, сказал. He was telling, he said. You know, if you go to the shop in Russia, you're gonna hear this verb. It's always the same. Я тебе сказала, if it's a mom, I said to you, I told you. Or if it's a dad, я тебе сказал, what did I tell you? Or you can hear child crying and mom say, я сказала нет. So, yeah. To our conversation earlier that prefixes with the different verbs works differently, especially with the verbs of movement, like летел, fly. You see, I put this in a masculine gender. Летел, he flew, бежал, he ran, шел, he went, ехал, he drove. For example, if you put по here, полетел, побежал, пошел, поехал. You can hear this in my voice. Полетел, побежал. It's he went flying. Побежал, he went running. Пошел, he went. Поехал, he went driving. something that started of the process, started that move. Полетел. He went flying. Побежал. Побежал. Побежал, he went running, something that started of the process. Поехал, he went driving. If you put у here, улетел, убежал, ушел, уехал, it means away. Away. Улетел. Улетел. He flew away. Убежал. Убежал. He ran away. Ушел. He's gone. He left. Уехал. Уехал. He drove away. Уехал. For example, if you put another prefix here, про, пролетел. Remember про? Something thoroughly from the beginning till the end. Пролетел. He flew through. You can say он пролетел 2 часа в самолете. It means he spent 2 hours in the flight, in the plane. Or you can also use that he fly through. Он пролетел. Пролетел. He flight through. Пролетел через забор. Пробежал. He ran through the distance. For example, он побежал 100 метров. He ran 100 meters. Он прошел again. Прошел. He went through. Он прошел через всю Москву. He walked the whole Moscow. Он проехал 1 километр. Проехал 1 километр. Let's take another one. За. Well, here with the verbs of movement, it actually means drop by. Залетел came. Залетел means fly and drop by. Bird can fly into the room. Залетел. Забежал. Зашел. He came. He dropped by. Dropped by. Зашел. Заехал. He visited me. Drive with the car. Заехал. Заехал. Перелетел. Пере means, in this case means across. Перелетел, he flew over. Перелетел. Перебежал, ran across. Перебежал. Он перебежал дорогу. He ran across the road. Перешел. He went across. Переехал. Переехал. Run over somebody or something. Переехал. It also can mean moved from one place to another. You see what prefix is doing with the verb. Let's take слетел, бежал. In this case, we're gonna put because if you use s and sh together, шел, it's hard to say. So that's why сошел, make it easier to say it, and съехал. Okay, here, s, we need to put the hard sign, съехал, again, because it's easier to say. It's kind of like a little break here. Съехал for your breath. Съехал. So what does it mean, с? It means, okay, let's say летел. You was flying, 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 and then you слетел. You dropped from your way. You deviate from your road. Сбежал. It means escaped, or you бежал, 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 and then сбежал. You left the distance, or you went another way. Сошел. So you шел, 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 сошел. It means derailed. You шел, 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 сошел. So you шел, 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 сошел. It means derailed, left the distance, or you went another way, went another direction. Съехал. So you ехал, 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 съехал. And again, you ехал, 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 съехал. You didn't keep your distance, so you deviate from your way. So let's say шел. It's a masculine gender. It's a pure walking. There is not much information here, only he walked. With the prefixes, we can make a lot of English words here, like for example, пошел, he's off, he has gone. We put пришел, he came. If we put ушел, he left. If we put перешел, he walked across. What else can you do with walking? So you're walking, 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 and you can drop by. Зашел, dropped by. What else you do with walking? You can дошел, means you reached the destination, reached point, and so on. So in Russian, it's only one word here, walked, and then you make. So if you think about this, what can you do with walking? While you're walking, you can drop by. While you're walking, you can walk across. And then we can leave it all here and put ехал. It's gonna be the same. Поехал, off, has gone. Приехал, came. But the only difference here gonna be by car, or by train, or by not walking. It's gonna be the same translation, but it's by car. Поехал, he's off. He drove off. Приехал, he came by car. Заехал, he drove by car. You can say летел, летел. Again, полетел, off, has gone, but with the wings, by plane probably. Прилетел, he came, but by plane. Улетел, he left by plane, or he literally, let's say бежал, бежал, ran. So again, побежал, he's off, he's gone, but running, emergency. Прибежал, he came, but how he came, he was in a hurry. He was actually came running, right? Убежал, he left, like bolted, Забежал, dropped by, but really quickly. Добежал, he reached the destination, and he wasn't just walking. You see so many in English, the same in Russian, but the prefixes are different. This is the difference, makes a lot of difference. Hypothetical situation or excuses. For example, я бы сказал, I would have said, but it would be better if I stayed quiet. Я бы купил, I would have bought it, but it wasn't my color. Something like this. I think in Russian it's much easier than in English. It's gonna stay the same, я бы, all the time, and dictionary form you need to change to past tense. Let's say if it's guy, сказал. Я бы сказал. I would have said. If it's a girl, я бы сказала. It's really common to say, you know what, я бы сказала, but I will stay quiet. It speaks volume. I would have said one thing to you, but you're not gonna like it. Я бы сказала. Okay, I would have said. I would have bought it. Я бы купила, but the color wasn't good. Я бы сделала. I would have done it, but it wasn't enough time. Я бы, let's say, заехала. I would have dropped by, but it wasn't much time. Didn't have much time. If it's a guy, take away a, will stay the same. Я бы сказал, я бы купил, я бы сделал, я бы заехал. And if it's plural, мы бы сказали, мы бы купили, we would have bought, мы бы сделали, мы бы заехали. But, excuses or hypothetical situations. So if you really look at that, быть, it's to be. And it's kind of split in between. It's like not finished, not complete. Like it's lingered in between the reality. That's why it's hypothetical. Я бы, and nothing here. I would have, I should have, I wanted. It's kind of like not finished to be, you see? Я бы, and then past tense. The same you can say about other people. Она бы. Let's say you defend somebody. Она бы купила, but she didn't have much time. Она бы купила, but she didn't have much time. Она бы сделала. So you can talk about other people here. Just change the ending accordingly. The phrase here «я бы хотел» means I would like to. Я бы хотел заказать билет. I would like to book the ticket. Я бы хотел купить машину. I would like to buy a car. Я бы хотел продать машину. I would like to sell a car. Я бы хотел сказать. I would like to say. La la la. And of course, you see that it's from the experience of the guy. Я бы хотел. If I'm a guy, this will be perfect for me. But I'm a girl, I'm gonna put la. So я бы хотела. And then just a basic form from the dictionary. Not gonna change the second verb. Don't touch it. Я бы хотела заказать. I would like to book. Я бы хотела сказать. I would like to say. And like this. If you represent one or two people, like more than one people, let's say a group, you would put ли and мы, we. So, мы бы хотели, we would like to book. Мы бы хотели заказать, we would like to book. Мы бы хотели сказать, we would like to say. So, this one, it's just a phrase. Okay? Use this phrase and then use any verb in the basic form from the dictionary and don't touch it, don't change it. And another thing is good to not confuse prefixes that stand before the verb with the prepositions that separate it from other nouns. In this case, they will have different meaning, different translation. That's all. Понимать, понять, understand. Понимать, you see it's stretching, so the process is longer. If you make it into past tense, let's say masculine. Понимал, понимал. He was understanding, like it's a process of understanding. И понял, got it. I can say понял. Did you get it? If I'm talking to a guy, if I'm talking to a girl. Поняла? It's a little bit rough to say that, but it's straight to the point. Хорошо. Let's make it feminine. She. Она понимала. She was understanding. And она поняла. She got it. Okay, if it's plural, они, they was understanding, они понимали, so this E goes here. Они понимали, они поняли, they got it. Alright. Good. Поняли? Because I'm speaking to an audience, to people. Они plural. I can ask, поняли? Did you get it? Да, мы все поняли. Поняли? Я не понял. Я понял. Я поняла.